So we're in the car. We're in the car traveling to Montreal. But that night, leaving the arena there, and
Right.
Montreal is one of the worst places in the business because as you're leaving the arena, because the fans can get right on your car. So of course we're all it's the normal suspects in Vince's limo leaving, going to the hotel, which is basically 2 blocks away
Okay.
from the arena there. So we go there. We in that limo. They start booing. And they literally shaking the car. And
Oh
Pat, oh
wow.
my God, they're going to kill us. Oh my God, they're going to kill us. They're going to Pat's freaking. He's going bananas. Pat would
He
say.
going banana. Wow.
He going to go banana. So we get to the hotel. They have our keys ready for us. As soon as we open that door, they hand us our keys. Go straight to your room. So we all go straight to the room. We all order room service,
Right.
sitting there kind of mulling over. Nobody's calling nobody. Shane McMahon called me 2 or 3 times during the night. Everything okay? Are you standing in your row? Yeah, all that stuff. So anyway, the next morning we'd already preset our departure time to Ottawa. So
Okay.
next morning we go down to the lobby and there's still a buzz going on. And nobody's pointing fingers at anybody, because nobody knows diddly at the time. So we all get in the car. I think JR is driving. And so we were going, and not a word is spoken. I mean,
Oh boy.
it's
Oh
about
boy.
30 minutes outside of town. Not a word is spoken. All of a sudden, we're passing one of those Tim Hortons places that they have in Canada, which are, by the way, my favorite donut places in the world, better than Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts and all that stuff we have to offer. So Pat said, "Why don't we get a coffee and some donuts and travel up and talk about what we're going to do today?" Which was normal conversation. So
Sure. Yeah.
that first time anybody had said anything in the car in about 30 minutes. So we pull over to Tim Horner's or Tim Hortons place, whatever the name of it is. And Pat goes in and gets does a donuts and the coffee and gets me a Diet Coke. So we get to the car and I'm sitting in the back, I think with Bruce and Pat and JR sitting in the front. So we're going like, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, JR said, "Okay, who knew? Who knew? I know somebody in this car had to know because we were the four main guys, on the deal.
Sure.
And
Oh yeah.
nobody's saying a word, and it goes around. It's kind of like you see in the movie. Well, I sure didn't know. Damn it, I needed to know. I need to know this, and it went into one of JR spills where it lasts 30 minutes. Why he should have known. Then Pat, well, I'm the agent of the match. Nobody told me anything. I had no clue. I didn't know what was going to happen. Bruce said, well, I'm sitting there, a gorilla. I don't know nothing. And I should know because I got Davey and Owen sitting there, and he tells us what the reaction of Davey and Owen was
Yeah.
when the bell rang and all that. They screwed Brett. They screwed Brett. So I'm the only one that hadn't said anything, and it's getting kind of conspicuous. I hadn't spoken. I hadn't said a word yet. All of a
You
sudden,
haven't
all
said
of them
anything.
kind of look at me. All right, Brisco, what do you know? I said, okay, guys, I knew. And so
Oh.
then the heat gets on Brisco.
Oh.
Well, how could you do something like that? And like I said, during that night we didn't go out or anything. I'm thinking, how am I going to explain this to my brother? How am I going to explain it to the
Right.
guys when I go back? Because I'm an old timer and I go to lunch with Buddy Coat, Jack Brisco, all the old time Tampa superstars. They're all going to want to know what went
Yeah.
down. And my poor brother the next day at the body shop, he's getting called all day long. What they do to Brett? What they do to Brett? Body shop is pissed off at me because I'm interrupting the flow of business that day. So we were in the car. I finally tell them, okay, I knew. I'm sorry, guys. Why didn't you tell? I was sworn. I was sworn to secrecy. I'm not, I had a job to do, and I had to do my job. We all have to do things in times that we don't share with each other, and so I'm trying to deflect the heat. But it's one of the
Wow.
most solemn white car 4 hour car rides I've ever been in
That
my life. And they're pissed off at
brutal.
me, not because of what I did, but because I didn't share the story with them. Then we pull into the building, and then John, you're at the building. You kind of take over the building, but we walk in the building. Mick Foley, which we all love and respect, he's over trying to boycott the TV taping that day, and we know we have business to do. Undertaker's there. Undertaker's pissed off. He wants to talk to everybody. So that's when we all go to Vince's office again. We're sitting in Vince's office, and I think JR's the one. Well, Vince, we got to level with him. We got to tell him what, why, and what. So Vince says, okay, I'll address all the talent. Usually he just addresses the TV talent, but he had to address all the talent, and then the staff was even there. He even told the staff to come too, so everybody would understand why and how they. That was the first time that Vince kind of stewed me off and said Brisco would help set up this thing. So